Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Pedro.
I'm Amy.
And today we're going to be showing you guys how to play the game Carcassonne. Da-da-da-da. So, in the game Carcassonne, have you ever wanted to travel through the southern French city Carcassonne, where they have all these unique looking architecture, trees, pathways, and have you ever wanted to build your own version of it? Well, in this game here, you will be competing with 1 to 4 people, so it plays 2 to 5 players, to place down tiles and score points. This is done with 3 main tile types. These are your city, looks something like this. Your roads look something like this. And your monasteries, they look something like this. Your goal in this game is to score points, and the way you do that is by placing your tiles and your workers. These here are your meeples, common board game term for your little miniature people-looking tokens.
It's so cute.
So, the way that this game is played is we have all of these tiles here. You can see there is 2 massive stacks. They're going to be placed upside down. And you, along with all your players, are going to take turns drawing these tiles and placing them on the board. There are a couple of restrictions that are worth keeping in mind. And for reference, we'll always have these here, one example of each of the tiles, so you can always refer back to it when we speak. You have city, road, monastery. The green areas around it are called the fields. So, to play this game, it occurs in 3 phases for each turn. The very first one, you are going to take a tile. So draw a tile and place it. Second, you will choose whether or not to place a meeple. One of your pieces, you can choose to place it, whether that's on the road, inside a city, or in the monastery. And finally, if any points are to be scored, you resolve those. You might be asking, how are points scored in this game? Well, it works as so. First, a path is constructed by connecting roads. And if you have 2 roads that end in that make a complete path, as you can see the case is here, this to this. For each tile that has a road, assuming you have a meeple on it, you will get 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So 1 per tile that has a road. Notably, when you are making roads, I cannot place a meeple of a different color on the board. Each road, kind of like a trade route, is controlled by 1 trader, 1 traveler. The next bit are the cities. The cities will have a variety of different orientations. Let me draw some more, for example. And once you make a complete city block, looks something like so. For each meeple that you have within it, it's called a guard. And at the end, when the walls are fully set on the city, the person that has the most meeple within the city wins the points. You score 2 per tile for the city, and an extra 2 if there's a little shield on it. The shield looks something like this. See there at the top left? That's our little shield. And then finally, your monasteries. Monasteries score by having a meeple placed in it, and then it's a monk or a nun, whichever you prefer, and it is completely surrounded by fields. So green all around it. Notably, only the parts that connect to it. So you can have a city here as long as the greens are connecting. Once all of these are placed, you score 9 points, 1 for each tile around it. It's a fairly simple game. The fun bits and the difficulty comes when you start having to play moves to try to block your opponent. So, how is this game played? Like we mentioned, draw a tile, place a tile, decide if you're going to play a meeple, and then score your points. Fairly simple. And that is how you play Carcassonne. Alright, that's kind of it. Now I think we'll repeat that like one more time. And this time you should add bits and pieces so that we are both like chatting during it.
Got it.
Okay?
Okay.
Does that seem good? Seem reasonable as a way to introduce it?
Yes. If you want, I can present it too. Like when you're talking about it.
Okay. Ready to do a second one?
Yes. Do you want to cut this one?
I think you can just leave it in one tape.
Keep rolling. Okay.
Okay. Let me get a monastery here. So. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Have you ever wanted to travel through the southern French city of Carcassonne, where they have these crazy architecture, beautiful winding paths, fields, and large, oddly shaped cities? Well, you're in luck. Today, we're going to be teaching you how to play Carcassonne, where you will be placing down tiles and competing with your friends to score the most amount of points. There are 3 types of tiles. Ames, do you want to show them?
Yes, sir. Go.
These tiles are the city block. You can see it looks like a little city surrounded by walls. You have your winding roads. These connect to ends of the square. And lastly, you have your monasteries. Your monasteries are religious institutions that need to be surrounded by fields. So, you might be asking, how is this game played? Well, it's fairly simple. First, every single turn is going to take 3 distinct steps. In the very first step, and this is alternating between players, you're going to draw a tile from the pile. You can turn it over, and you have to place this tile. So in this case, I have a road tile. I'm going to place it here. Starting point. Now, I have the option of choosing to place a meeple in the second step. Meeples are how you collect points in this game, in addition to placing down the tiles. And you'll have 5 different colors, each one with 8 meeples. You will be able to place a meeple on a tile that you have just placed. I will explain why you might want to do that when we get to the scoring portion of this video. To connect a tile to another tile, it must simply match the connecting pieces. So you can see on this one here, I have roads to the left and right. I have fields north and south. And so, I would have to connect it as so that the road bits connect. This would be an invalid placement. So, with our tiles placed, our meeples optionally placed. Notably, it is an optional play. you finally score points if the case applies. So now we'll return to the point score. How are points scored? In the basic version of the game, there are 3 distinct ways. The very first is to have a path of roads that starts and ends, whether by looping on itself or by having 2 clear starting points. In this case here, you can see we've created a road that goes from a city to a little settlement, but most importantly, road starts here, road ends here. If that's the case, whoever has a meeple placed on it will score 1 point per road tile. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So how might this play out? Well, let's say in the starting move, Aimee has placed this tile and placed a meeple here. I draw it here and I place this. Aimee draws and places. I draw and place. Aimee would score the points now, and this means that she would get her meeple back and score points on the point tracker. This is with a meeple moving around. So, how can I prevent this? My goal is to outscore Aimee, and there are a couple restrictions for roads. The most important one is that should Aimee have a meeple on a path, I cannot place another meeple on the same path. That is an illegal move. There is 1 traveler per path. Notably, if for some reason we have 2 bits that are connected as such, for example, they have a winding path that just happens to link them together, and now a path connects them. Here, as long as they were initially on different paths and the connection happens, then we are both allowed to have travelers on this path. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So, that is the roads. For your city blocks, to score, you must complete a full city that is completely surrounded by walls. So you can see an example here. Note, this city has completely surrounded by walls. Show here. Please zoom in when we're editing this. And importantly, every single time a tile is placed, you can place a meeple within the city. This meeple will be a guard. When the city block is completed, meaning all walls are placed such that it makes one complete enclosed space, the person with the most meeples within it scores the point. So in this case, I would score all the points, and it's 2 per city tile, plus an extra 2 for each shield. Here is an example of the shield. You're looking for that little emblem on the top left. So in this case, I have 2 meeples in blue, 1 in red. This means blue scores all the points. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. So 4 times 2 is 8, plus a little shield, therefore 10 points, and we both get our meeples back. If there is a tie, then both people score the points. Lastly, to score the points, we have the monastery. The monastery is a special tile. To connect it, notably, see it's in the center of the tile, which means all around it you need fields. So something like this. See? Field all around it. You score 9 points, 1 for each tile around it. Note this is an invalid placement, like such. Now it's a valid placement. And you score 1 point for each tile around it, plus the monastery itself. So when you place the monastery, you can place a monk or a nun, whichever you prefer. And once all the tiles are placed, you score 9 full points and take your meeple back. The game is played until all tiles are placed, meaning this entire pile is depleted. And the player that has the most number of points wins the game. A couple important additions. First, you typically win points for completing the objectives. That is, a path with a start and a finish, an enclosed city block, or a surrounded monastery. As such, what happens to uncompleted city blocks or paths or unsurrounded monasteries when the game ends? There is a special end of the game scoring for those uncompleted tiles, and they are as follows. For all uncompleted roads, you receive 1 point per road tile that you control. For each city that is uncompleted, you earn 1 point per city tile and 1 shield, so half the points it normally would score. Each monastery gets 1 point plus 1 for each surrounding tile, just like when the monastery is completed. And those are your 3 main conditions. So just because you are not going to be able to complete a city block, it's still worth trying to control as many unfinished spaces as possible. They will just be scored towards the very end. And of course, any meeples that you have in those blocks will be out of commission until that objective is complete. And so they will be stuck until the end of the game. With that, you know how to play Carcassonne. If you are interested in watching us play this game live, in a live tutorial, we'll be doing so on Tuesday next week. So today is the 29th, which means...
Do that one more time, yeah. It'll be
the 5th.
5th.
So, and now you know how to play Carcassonne. If you're interested in seeing a live playthrough of this game, as well as a live tutorial where you'll be able to ask questions that may come up, please tune in to our stream at Flynn's Arcade and More.
Flynn's Hobby Shop.
Yeah, that's their YouTube though.
Okay. Alright, again.
Alright.
On the top. Make it drop.
And with this, you know how to play Carcassonne. If you're interested in watching us do a live playthrough of this game, as well as a live tutorial where you'll be able to ask questions as they come up, please tune in to our streams on Tuesday, August 5th. We will be playing live on Instagram and our Twitch. You can find it in the description of this video, Flynn's Hobby Shop, or Flynn's Arcade and More. You'll see all our social media in the description. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, whether it's about this game or any other games you'd be interested in us covering. These can be any types of board games whatsoever. We've done a couple so far, and we'd love to hear your input. If there's anything else we can improve, please also let us know. And if you enjoyed this content, please follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitch. We'll be posting more and more of these videos explaining how to play some of our favorite board games. And doing a live playthrough. If you're interested in checking out our physical location, in Margate you have Flynn's Hobby Shop and Flynn's Arcade and More. You have access to a bunch of arcade machines, video games, as well as Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and other tabletop card games with tournaments, competitions, live, unreleased sets. These are all things available here. You won't want to miss out. With that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time. What do you think?
You gotta be a little bit more brief at the end. That was a lot of info, and you kind of kept repeating. You can subscribe, and this and that, you know.
Say another one?
Yes.
From where?
This is how you play Carcassonne.
Okay.
Okay, and then you just say, if you're interested in more, if you're interested in watching us play, we will be live at Flynn's Hobby Shop and also on Twitch. And then you say the name of your Twitch. And is the gameplay also going to be uploaded on YouTube?
I think so.
Okay, then say that. And then thank you again. If you would like to come visit us, if you would like to come visit our shop, Flynn's Hobby Shop, and then also Flynn's Arcade. If you really want to say that.
I think we should. Okay. And with that, you have learned how to play Carcassonne, one of our favorite games. If you enjoyed this content, please check us out on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. We will have a live playthrough next week on August 5th, where we will be playing this game live and answering any questions you might have about how to play. We thank you so much for watching. If you want to check the physical location here at Flynn's Hobby Shop and Arcade, you'll be able to do so in Margate. There's a lot of stuff to do. You won't want to miss out. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Better?
That's a little better.
One more time? You think it's it?
We made more outro takes than the gameplay takes.
I think we did like 2 full explanations. I think they're fine.
Okay.
I think the last thing that we can do is we can do like let's have a board set up. Now the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna place some tiles down on the board so that they can see what a game might look like after a bunch of tiles are placed.
Oddly shaped.
Okay, and then let's get some meeples in there. So, let's make this neat. That can be like a shot. Think this is good?
Yeah, that's good.
I think that's kind of it. Oh, we should should do one outro where we're looking at the camera.
Okay, I thought we were.
Yeah. It was on the overboard. And with that, you have learned how to play Carcassonne. If you'd like to see us play this game live, we'll be playing on August 5th, live on our Instagram page and our Twitch. You can find those in the description below. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe and follow us. We'll be posting this more regularly. And finally, if you wanted to visit our physical location here in Margate, please do so. You'll find a lot of video games, arcade machines, and a whole lot more. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Have a great one, guys. Bye-bye.